everyone, and welcome back to a new video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you hear any noise, there is a lorry making the delivery up the road, so that's what that is. And also it's school holidays, so I don't know if kids are going to come running past, although it's pretty eerily quiet today. But I usually find that, I don't know about you guys, about where you live, but whenever it's school holidays, like, it's dead. Like, there's like no one around. It's brilliant. I love it so much. So today we are talking about the top 5 things. I'm looking at my really cool notebook because again I didn't get the memo, or my notebook didn't get the memo that this is a Disney video. But we're talking about the top 5 things to do in Disneyland Resort. I have filmed this like, I want to say about 6 months ago. But it was like really crappy quality, so I wanted to redo it. This wasn't the original video I was filming, but I'm reading my notes. So I make a lot of notes in my notebook, and I did the whole video, and in my last note I was like, what am I talking about? And I got so like fumbled that I had to like completely shut off the video. So that's 20 minutes of my life I'm never getting back. But there we go, we're going to do top 5 things to do in Disneyland Resort. So Disneyland Resort is amazing. I love it so much. I went in February 2018. I am potentially going later this year. I mean, I say potentially, I will reveal it later in a video. I don't know why I'm doing all this, but there you go. So keep an eye out for that, although you might have to wait a couple of months before I reveal that, because I'm not revealing anything until everything is set. So potentially, according to you guys, oh well, is what I'm saying, is potentially could be happening in the future. So like I said, keep an eye out. But I want to talk about Disneyland Resort. It is amazing. I love it so much, and I can't wait to go back. So I just thought, if any of you guys are going to Disneyland Resort for the first time, I know a lot of you are going for the first time, so I thought I would do this video to kind of help you. So let's get straight into it. So this is not in any particular order. This is not like this is the first thing you should do when you get there, or this is the 5th thing, because like I said, it's top 5. But this is just kind of what came to mind as I was doing this list. So number 1 we're going to talk about is Toontown. So Toontown actually only appears in Disneyland Resort and in Tokyo Disneyland. And a fun fact that I learned from an AP is that the Disneyland Resort in California and Tokyo Disney Resort, the Toontowns are flipped. So in Disneyland Resort, when you walk in, you have Roger Rabbit on your right and then Gadget's Coaster right over on your left. But in Tokyo Disney Resort, it's the other way around. So I believe Gadget's Coaster should be on your right, and then Roger Rabbit should be on your left. Don't quote me on that. I've not made it to Tokyo yet, but hopefully that will be happening. I'm already started planning. But yeah, Toontown is great. We didn't spend much time in Toontown because it was very, very busy whenever we went down there. A lot of people gravitate to Toontown. You can meet characters there. You can meet Mickey in his house, Minnie in her house. You can meet Donald at his house, Goofy at his house, and then Pluto kind of just pops up as and when. Chip and Dale have a house. That is my dog barking. I'm so sorry. She's really going to town. Let's just ignore that. Chip and Dale has a house, but I don't know if they meet in their house. But there's loads of places you can meet them. But Toontown is a great place. It's really themed. I'm so sorry you can hear barking. And it's great for photos. I loved when we went down there, it was like a really like blue sky, sunshine. I got some really great photos. They do have rides down there. Like I said, they got Gadget's Coaster, so obviously Gadget from Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, and they also have Roger Rabbit Car to Spin. We didn't do that either. We didn't do either of those rides, but it honestly is a great place. I definitely recommend checking it out. So number 2 is Mickey and the Magical Map. This is a show that they have in the Fantasyland Theatre, which again is near Toontown entrance. It's right next to the Toontown train station, and is like pretty much diagonal from It's a Small World. This is an amazing show. If you love Mickey and the Magician, this is like 1-up. And I loved Mickey and the Magician in Disneyland Paris, but this is 1-up. It is incredible. So it tells you about Mickey, who finds this magical map, and he tries to like paint it, and then he gets transported, and then like I don't know if he gets transported, it's been a while since I've watched it, but he kind of ends up going into these all different discovery in different lands. So you get like King Louie, so obviously you get the Jungle Book, you got Stitch, you have a princess section which has Mulan, Pocahontas and Rapunzel and Flynn. Tiana is like the big ending. Like, it is incredible. I always recommend it. Anyone's going to Disneyland Resort, I will always say go see Mickey and the Magical Map, because it is incredible. From the detail to the set design to the songs to just the music, the cast, everything is just incredible. And the theatre's open air, and although when me and my sister went it was kind of cold, we did shiver a little bit, but it is incredible. We saw it on our first night in the resort, and I would in the park, and I would recommend seeing it on your first night, because like it can, especially if you've traveled that day, you're a bit tired, you're a bit sluggish, it's a great place to just sit down, relax, and you get a pretty good view wherever you're sitting really, because it's just like benches. So I definitely recommend seeing Mickey and the Magical Map. If you've been to Hong Kong Disneyland, you've seen Mickey and the Wondrous book. It's very similar to that. Number 3, Animation Academy. I know Animation Academy, ugh, that's a mouthful, appears in quite a few Disney parks. They have it in Hong Kong, I believe. They have it in Walt Disney World, and they used to have it in Disneyland Paris. I don't know about Shanghai, and I don't know about Tokyo, but Animation Academy is incredible. Me and my sister actually kept seeing it throughout our whole trip. It's in Disney California Adventure Park. It is where you meet Anna and Elsa. It's also Sorcerer's Workshop's in there, and Turtle Talk with Crush. It's in that section. I don't know what it's called, but it's on Hollywood Boulevard. It's if you're heading up to the Hyperion, or like Guardians of the Galaxy, that sort of way. But yeah, we didn't discover it till like our last day, and it's just like a massive theatre. We get to draw Disney characters with a Disney animator, and it was, honestly, it was incredible. We drew Dante from Coco, the dog, and that was really, really fun. We do want to do it on our next trip, like do it every single day if we can, and my sister really wants to do a masterclass. So they do half an hour long ones, so like Dante was half an hour long, but they do sometimes do a masterclass which is like 2 or more characters, which is an hour long. So again, I don't know why my dog is barking, but she's barking. So if you are very artistic or you love drawing, it's definitely something to do. If you're like me and you can't draw to save your life, like you're really, really rubbish, because I am rubbish at drawing, it is definitely worth still doing, because it's kind of fun. I did go in a little bit. We were like front row as well, so we were like proper there, front row. And I actually kind of liked being in front row, actually. And it was a really relaxed atmosphere. It wasn't that busy either. So, but a lot of people do it, and it's really fun. I quite enjoyed it. And then number 4 is Royal Hall. So for all you princess lovers out there, this is the one to go for. You will usually on an average day meet Cinderella, Ariel and Snow White, but we went on, we met all of them. We also went on Valentine's Day, where this year I know they did Disney couples, so they did like Princess and Princesses, but last year they just put in a few princesses, so we met Pocahontas and Elena of Avalor in Royal Hall. Like I said, if you're a princess fan, if you've been to Princess Pavilion in Disneyland Paris, I would recommend doing this one. This one is more of similar to Fairy Tale Hall in Walt Disney World. So in Princess Pavilion you only meet one princess at a time. Sometimes it will be who's advertised, so like Cinderella, Aurora, Rapunzel, Belle, Tiana, or sometimes you'll be a surprise princess, so you can get Merida in there sometimes. I've not met Merida in there, unfortunately. If you've seen on my Pirate and Princess video, which I'll leave linked down below for you, you will see how bitter I am about that. But I love surprise princess, so although I do kind of wish at Royal Hall they would change the princesses a little bit more often. I think they used to, like they used to put Mulan in there as well, which is incredible. It is great that you get to meet these classic princesses, especially Ariel. Like I feel like Ariel, especially in Disneyland Paris, she is there a lot more than she used to be. I think for about 2 years, like I never met Ariel. I met her in 2013 and I didn't meet her again till 2018. Yeah, so I didn't meet her again till like California, so I've really not met Ariel that often. And I met her twice in Disneyland Paris in May last year. So yeah, I feel like, especially if you've not been to the parks before and you really want to meet Ariel, that's a great place to meet her. I don't know anywhere. I think that's the one thing about these princesses, they're not like in Disneyland Paris where they'll do like surprise princess where a princess will just pop out. Ariel tends, and Cinderella and Snow White, as far as I'm aware, I do think Snow White sometimes comes up by the Wishing Well, but usually they're in Royal Hall. Also, another great thing about Royal Hall is that it's a short wait. So Princess Pavilion, the longest we've ever waited is 2.5 hours. And that was to meet Aurora, and my sister waited roughly about that time to meet Belle. Where Royal Hall we did 3 times and we waited half an hour every time. So really not that long. And the last time we did it, we went straight from Royal Hall to our Blue Bayou reservation, so it kind of worked out in the end. And yeah, it's not too bad. And also what I really like about where it is situated is that you get great views of the castle. There's also an outside meet and greet. So when we were there, it was Ariel and Eric, again on Valentine's Day, or Aladdin and Jasmine. So you really got to see characters as you queued up, which I really liked as well. So it's definitely one for you princess people, and you get to meet 3 princesses, which is an absolute bonus. And then number 5 is Critter Country. This is actually a suggestion from my sister. She loves the Critter Country area. This is down through Port Orleans, so through Adventureland, round Port Orleans, and right at the end where the Winnie the Pooh ride is, along with Pooh's Corner, I believe it's what the shop is called, and the meet and greet for Pooh, Tigger and Eeyore. It's also where Splash Mountain is, and the Hungry Bear restaurant, but Splash Mountain was closed when we went, and my sister is like, literally, if Splash Mountain is closed next time we go, she's kicking off. Like, she is literally kicking off. So Disneyland, please have it be open when we next go, otherwise you're going to have to deal with the wrath of my sister, and that's not the thing you want to deal with. But Critter Country is a lovely little area, and it was actually kind of quiet whenever we went down there, and I think it's because Splash Mountain was closed and they were doing the Star Wars, the building for Star Wars, so it was quite quiet. I don't know how it's going to be obviously when Star Wars opens. I'm not really sure where the entrances will be, so I don't really know how that will change, but it's great. The Winnie the Pooh ride is lovely. It's the first time we've ever done a Winnie the Pooh ride. I know they also have one in Walt Disney World and Hong Kong Disneyland. I do know that I think that some of them, they're slightly different depending which park you're in. But the one we saw was really, really nice. We sat in little beehives. It was really fun. And Pooh's Corner, oh my god, that shop. The smell in that shop is just, oh my god. If you love desserts and sweets and treats like I do, oh, heaven. And then obviously you get to meet Pooh Bear, Eeyore and Tigger, which is just amazing. We didn't actually meet Tigger down there. We met Tigger in Plaza Inn because Tigger wasn't actually there, but we did meet Eeyore and Pooh Bear down there. And it's just a great little section. A Hungry Bear restaurant as well. It's a really great restaurant. Do gluten-free for anyone who's gluten-free out there. Their chips are amazing. And also down there, Pocahontas sometimes meets. So if you don't get to see Pocahontas, she does sometimes meet around there. Before we met her in Royal Hall, we met her earlier in the week where on the first full day in the park, we were in the queue for Elena of Avalor, and Elena was just about to show up, and I looked on the app. I would suggest definitely get the app, download the app, and it said Pocahontas was there, and I was like, Charlie, Pocahontas is there, and we literally ran for our lives to go meet Pocahontas, and her queue was so short because I guess people didn't realise she was there. So it's a great little area, and you never know who you're going to bump into. So that's my top 5, but I do have some honourable mentions. One of them is Pixar Pier. I've not done Pixar Pier. When we went, it was actually under construction. So we did do Toy Story Midway Mania and King Triton's Carousel, which has just opened up as Jessie's Critter Carousel, which looks amazing. But honestly, this whole area, like the theming looks incredible. I just realised that's kind of a pun because they have the Incredicoaster. They have meet and greets with like Mike, Sully, Edna, Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. They have Bing Bong's Candy Shop. They have the Inside Out ride that's going to be opening up soon. It's just an incredible area, and I definitely think you should check it out. They also have these amazing like boards which have like Gerald on it, and I'm like, I love Gerald! So it's definitely worth checking out. Another honourable mention is Cars Land. Oh my god, Cars Land is my favourite. Radiator Spring Racers, the best ride ever, but just generally like the theming in Cars Land is literally like, I've never been in a place where it just feels like you've just stepped into a film. And that was like insane, like from the like the characters who like Lightning McQueen and Mater you can meet, and DJ, he does like a little dance party, to like just generally like the Cozy Cone Motel, to Flo's, to Luigi's Tires, like everything was just heaven, and it was incredible. And I was singing Life Could Be a Dream because honestly it was incredible. I just pretended I was in the film, honestly. Even if you literally have one day in the Disney parks, go to Cars Land because it's just worth it, and it's the only park that has Cars Land, so it's definitely worth checking out. Another honourable mention is Fantasy Fair, and that is, at least I think that's what it's called. It's the little theatre opposite Royal Hall in that section left of the castle, and it is if you're facing the castle. It's so great. So they do a Tangled show and they do a Beauty and the Beast show. I've learnt this little secret. So as far as I'm aware, Belle doesn't really meet in the Disneyland Park in California, but apparently if you wait till after the second show, sometimes Belle will meet you. That's what I've heard through the grapevine. from someone who has done that. I heard that through an AP, so it's worth noting. But it's a great show. We saw the Beauty and the Beast show. I wanted to see that show because I've seen it on YouTube and I thought it was hilarious and I watched it. I felt like I didn't really enjoy it because I was too busy filming, and then the bits I wanted to film I didn't film, and then the bits I didn't want to film I filmed. I know, it's really weird. But it is an incredible little show. The Tangled show I haven't seen. I definitely want to check that out next time. What I really like is that all the adults sit on the benches and the kids go right to the front and shift to the front. The only thing I didn't like is that there was a couple who were eating in front of me and their food was just, it didn't smell very nice, and I was just a bit, like, they kept blocking my view, which I didn't like. Another thing I like about the Beauty and the Beast show is that you get to sing along as well, which was great. And what's funny is I'd actually lost my voice by that point because I had the flu. I was really, really ill. So I'm trying to like woo, and I'm trying to sing, and I'm like croaky as anything. But it is a nice little area, and I really do recommend it because it is honestly, it's amazing, and the shows are incredible. And I know I keep saying incredible, but they are, honestly, like, it's just so magical. And I think that's it. I have written down B&B, but I don't know what B&B means. So yeah, what does B&B mean? I'm trying to think. I don't know. If I remember what B&B is, I will link it. I will put it in the description bar to tell you about it. But other than that, that is my top 5 things to do in Disneyland Resort. There are so many different things you can do. I will do another one about what rides to do. I did a video I can't talk. Just before I went, about the top 5 rides I wanted to do. So I'll leave that link down below for you if you want to check that out. But basically it's just me freaking out about the fact I'm going to Disneyland Resort. But I'm going to do a video about top 5 rides to do when you're there. So if you want to check that out, I will, when it's uploaded, I will leave it in the description bar. But thanks so much for tuning in for my video. If you're going to Disneyland Resort, I hope you have an amazing time. And I mean, if you've got room in your suitcase, I'm sure I can fit in. But thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again soon. Bye.